Ya, berdoa selesai. Baik, silahkan kepada kelompok 7 dipersilakan ya untuk memulai presentasinya.
Ibu, saya izin share screen ya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Miss Mimi and everyone. We are from Group 7 and our group has three members. Me, Afifah Nur Ayuni as moderator, Mehdi and Afi. In today's session, we are going to present the second part of geometry, which is about space geometry or three-dimension geometry. The first part was already explained by the previous group, so now please allow us to share what we've prepared for today. Our material is divided into four parts. First, we will talk about space geometry, which includes two main types, polyhedra and non-polyhedra. And at the end, we'll have a short quiz to wrap it up. Alright, without further ado, let's move on to the first part, space geometry. This will be explained by Afi. Afi, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator, for the opportunity. Let's go straight to the material, namely, what is space geometry? Space geometry is a branch geometry that studies the properties and relationship of shapes and objects in three-dimensional space. Space geometry includes the concept of length, width, and height. Space geometry has two types. The first type is flat-side space geometry, as known as polyhedra. It is all sides are flat, such as prism, pyramid, and platonic solid. The second type is curved-sided space geometry, as known as non-polyhedra. Non-polyhedra has curved sides, such as sphere, cone, and cylinder. Okay, we will enter the first material, namely about polyhedra. Space geometry that all of its surfaces are flat and have to be polygons, straight edges, and sharp corner or vertices is called a polyhedron. Common examples are prisms, pyramids, and platonic solids. The component of polyhedra is face or side. The flat surfaces of polyhedron are firm acid faces, which are basically polygons. The second one is edge, the line segment where two faces meet. The third one is vertex or vertices. The point of intersection of two edges is known as a vertex. The third one is, the fourth one is plane diagonal. A line connects vertices on the same face but not on the same edge as each other. And the last one is space diagonal, a line connecting two vertices that are not on the same face. Okay, we move to the next slide. You can see the picture on this slide. First, look at the blue area. This area is labeled as the face or side, which is one of the flat surfaces of the polyhedron. Next, the straight line connecting two faces is called an edge. One of these edges is marked with a pink line. The purple dots in the picture represent vertices, which are places where three or more edges meet. Next, the plane diagonal is indicated by a green line. This diagonal connects two non-adjacent vertices on the same side. And the last one, the space diagonal, is represented by a red line. This diagonal connects two vertices that are not on the same side. Okay, the first type of polyhedra is a prism. A prism is a three-dimensional shape that has two parallel and congruent bases and vertical faces in the shape of rectangles. Prisms are named based on the shape of their base. The characteristic of a prism has a base, a top, and lateral faces. The lateral faces are flat surfaces, which can be square or rectangles, has twice as many vertices as the number of sides on the base, has three times as many edges as the number of sides on the base, and has identical ends or bases. The surface area formula of prism is A is equal to 2B plus open bracket P times H. And the volume formula of prism is V is equal to B times H. And the lateral area formula of prism is LA is equal to P times H. V for volume of prism, A for surface area of prism, LA for lateral area of prism, B for area of prism base, H for height of prism, and P for perimeter of prism base. The first type of prism is triangular prism. A triangular prism is a polyhedron made up of two triangular bases and three rectangular sides. It is a three-dimensional shape that has three side faces and two base faces connected to each other through the edges. The surface area of triangular prism is A is equal to open bracket B times T plus open bracket P times H. And the volume formula of triangular prism is V is equal to open bracket a half open bracket B times T and then times H. V for volume of triangular prism, A for surface area of triangular prism, B small for base of triangle, T small for height of triangle, and P small for perimeter of prism base. And the lateral area formula of triangular prism is LA is equal to P times H. LA for lateral area of triangular prism, P small for perimeter of prism base, and H for height of triangular prism. For the example is, a prism has a triangular base with a baseline of 5 cm and a height of 6 cm. The prism has a height of 10 cm. What is the volume of the triangular prism? It is known triangle base or B is 5 cm, triangle height or T is 6 cm, and prism height or H is 10 cm. We know that the volume formula of the triangular prism is V is equal to open bracket a half, open bracket B times T, and then times H. And then the V is equal to open bracket a half, open bracket 5 times 6, and then times 10. And the result of the volume of triangular prism is 150 cubic centimeter. The second type of prism is rectangular prism, as known as cuboid. A rectangular prism or cuboid is a three-dimensional shape that has 6 faces, but its faces are in the form of rectangles. The three pairs of opposite faces are equal in size. The characteristic of cuboid is has 6 faces, has 12 edges, has 12 faces diagonals, has 8 vertices, has 4 space diagonal, and has 6 diagonal planes. The surface area formula of cuboid is A is equal to 2 open bracket L times W plus 2 open bracket W times H, and plus 2 open bracket L times H. A for surface area of cuboid, L for length of cuboid, W for width of cuboid, and H for height of cuboid. The following formula of cuboid is V is equal to L times W times H. V for volume of cuboid, L for length of cuboid, W for width of cuboid, and H for height of cuboid. For the example is, if there is a cuboid with a width of 5 cm, a height of 4 cm, and a volume of 160 cubic centimeter, what is the length of the cuboid? We know that the volume formula of cuboid is equal to length times width times height. And from that formula, we equal to 160 cubic centimeter is divided by 5 centimeter times 4 centimeter. And then we know the result of length is 8 centimeter. The last types of square prism is known as cube. A cube is a solid figure that has 6 equal square faces. All edges of a cube have the same length. The characteristic is has 12 equal length edges, has 6 square faces, has 8 vertices, has 12 face diagonals, has 4 space diagonals, has 6 diagonal planes, and has 3 pairs of equal and congruent opposite faces. The surface area formula of square prism or cube is A is equal to 6A squared. And the volume formula of square prism or cube is V is equal to A cube. A for surface area of cube, V for volume of cube, and A small for each length of cube. For the example is, if the length of the edge of a cube is initially 5 cm, then the edge is extended to 7 cm. Calculate the change in volume. In this example, we are calculating the change in volume of a cube. Initially, the edge of the cube is 5 cm, making it the first volume, or V1, is equal to 5 cube, which is 25 cubic centimeter. Then the edge is extended to 7 cm. So the final volume, or V2, is 7 cube, which is 343 cubic centimeter. The change in volume is calculated as V2 minus V1, which is 343 cubic centimeter minus 25 cubic centimeter. And then the result is 218 cubic centimeter. Okay, that's all the material I can explain. I will return it to the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you for Afi for the explanation. We are still continue with the topic of polyhedra. It starts from pyramids, which will be explained by Mehdi. Mehdi, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator, for the opportunity. I would like to continue the related presentation. I want to tell about pyramid. Pyramid is a three-dimensional geometric shape with a polygon as its base and the lateral surface as triangle that meet at a common vertex are known as apex. Pyramid has characteristic and the first one is has 7 vertices, has 12 edges, has 6 triangular faces, excluding the base, has 1 base face, the lateral face are triangles, the base is a polygon, and the last one has 1 apex or top vertex. Okay, the formula of surface area pyramid is A equals B plus open bracket half open bracket P times S close bracket close bracket. And the second one, volume of pyramid is V equals 1/3 open bracket B times H close bracket. And the last one, lateral area. The formula is LA equals half open bracket P times S close bracket. V for volume of pyramid, A for surface area of pyramid, LA of lateral area of pyramid, B for area of pyramid base, H of pyramid, P of perimeter of pyramid, and the last one, S for slant H. Okay, the next topic is triangular pyramid. A triangular pyramid is a geometric shape that has a triangular base, and the characteristic is has four faces that all are triangles. Second one has four vertices, and the last one has 6 edges. The formula of triangular pyramid. The first one about surface area. The formula is A equals equals half open bracket B times T close bracket plus P times S. The lateral area formula is LA equals half open bracket P times S close bracket. And the last one, volume. The volume formula is 1/6 open bracket B times T times H. B for base of triangles and T for H of triangle. Okay, this slide about example triangular pyramid. A triangular pyramid has a base length of 12 centimeter, a base height of 5 centimeter, and a pyramid height of 18 centimeter. What is the volume of the triangular pyramid? We use the formula volume. Volume of triangular pyramid is 1/3 times base area times H. V equals 1/3 times half times base times H of triangle times H of pyramid. V equals 1/6 times B times T times H. V equals 1/6 times 12 times 5 times 18. And the result is 180 centimeter cube. Okay, the next topic is square pyramid. A square pyramid is a pyramid that has a square base. And the characteristic is first one has 5 faces, and the second one has 4 vertices, and the last one has 6 edges. The formula of square pyramid. First one, surface area. The formula is A equals A square plus 2AS. The lateral area formula is LA equals half P times S. LA equals half 4A times S. LA equals 2AS. The volume formula is V equals 1/3 times B times H. V equals 1/3 times A square times H. A for edge length of base or square, P for perimeter of base or square, and the last one S for slant H. Okay, in this slide about example square pyramid. A rectangular pyramid with a side length of 8 cm and a height of 6 cm. What is the volume of the pyramid? We know side of the square or A is 8 centimeter. Height of pyramid or height is 6 centimeter. In the S, volume of pyramid. Solution for this example is volume equals 1/3 times base area times height of pyramid. Volume equals 1/3 times A square times height. Volume equals 1/3 times A square times 6. And the result is 128 centimeter cubic. Okay, the next topic is platonic solid. Platonic solid is a three-dimensional shape whose faces are all equal and identical and the same number of face meet at each vertex. On this slide, there are examples of platonic solid. The first one is tetrahedron and hexahedron, octahedron, icosahedron, dodecahedron, and this picture is degrees of platonic solid. Okay, that's all material I can explain. I will return it to the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Mehdi, for the explanation. Next, we'll move on to the topic of non-polyhedra, and this part will be explained by me as the moderator. Non-polyhedra. Non-polyhedra are three-dimensional geometric shapes that do not have all sides as planes. This means that at least some of their surfaces are curved or not flat polygons. Next. Okay, the first type is sphere. A sphere is a curved-sided geometric figure bounded by a curved plane. A spherical geometric figure can be formed from a half circle rotated 360 degrees on its center line. Next. Okay, there is characteristic of a sphere. First is center point. The center point is the point that is exactly in the middle of a sphere. All points of the surface of the sphere are the same distance from the center. The second is radius. The radius is the distance from the center point of the sphere of every point on the surface of the sphere. The third is diameter. The diameter is a straight line that passes through the center point of the sphere and ends on either side of the surface of the sphere. The fourth is curved surface. The surface of a sphere is a perfectly curved surface. The fifth is symmetry. A sphere has perfect rotational symmetry. Next, let's continue with the formula related to spheres. Here we have four formulas not only to find the volume and surface area, but also to calculate the radius and diameter of sphere. First, let's go over the definition of each symbol used in the formula. P is for volume, SA is for surface area, R is for radius, D is for diameter, and finally P, we can use either 22/7 or 3.14 depending on the question or instruction. So the first formula is the volume. Volume equals quarter times P times radius cubed. The second formula is surface area. SA equals 4 times P times R squared. The third formula is radius. R equals D divided 2. The fourth formula is diameter. D equals 2 times radius. Next. Now let's solve an example. A garden decoration sphere has a diameter of 28 cm. The entire surface of the sphere will be coated with protective paint to make it resistant to hot weather and rain. If the painting process requires precise calculation of the surface area of sphere, how much surface area of the sphere will be painted? We are given that the diameter of the sphere is 28 cm. To find the radius, we divided the diameter by 2, so the radius is 14 cm. Next, we use the formula for the surface area of the sphere, which is SA, equals 4 times P times R squared. Substituting the value into the formula, we have 4 times 22 over 7 times 14 squared. Now we calculated 14 squared, which is 196. Now let's break down the calculation. First, we start with equation 4 times 22 over 7 times 196. To make the calculation easier, we can divide it 196 by 7. Then the equation is 28. Then multiply 28 by 22. The product is 619. Finally, we multiplied 616 by 4, which gives us the final product is 2,484 square centimeter. Next. The second type is cylinder. A cylinder is a three-dimensional geometric shape that has two open ends and side surface that circle has a central axis. The two ends can be circular or oval, forming a cylinder. So there's characteristic of a cylinder. First, it has two curved sides, one curved surface, and two flat sides. Has two identical circular bases that are parallel and congruent. And the last, the size depends on the radius and height of the cylinder. Next. There is a types of cylinder. The cylinder have four types. The first is a right cylinder. A right cylinder is a cylinder having its axis perpendicular to the plane of its two bases. If two bases are circular, it's called the right circular cylinder. The second is oblique cylinder. An oblique cylinder is a cylinder with its axis not perpendicular to the plane of its two bases. Thus, if a cylinder is not right circular, it will be an oblique cylinder. The third is elliptic cylinder. An elliptic cylinder is a cylinder with bases in the form of an ellipse. The fourth is right circular hollow cylinder. A right circular hollow cylinder is a cylinder that consists of two right circular cylinders bounded one inside the other. Next. So this is the formula of volume and surface area of cylinder. The first, we should definition the symbol from the formula. V is for volume of cylinder, A or SA is surface area of cylinder, R is for radius, H is for height, and P is for 22 over 7 or 3.14. So the formula of volume is P times R squared times H, and the for surface area is 2 times P times R squared plus 2 times P times R times H. Now let's solve the example. A pencil case in the shape of a cylinder has a base diameter of 10 cm and a height of 19 cm. The pencil case is closed at the top and bottom. Calculate the volume of the entire pencil case. In this problem, we are given diameter is 10 cm, height is for 15 cm, and radius is d divided by 2 is 5 cm. So we use the formula V equals P times R squared times H. So we got V equals 3.14 times 5 squared times 15. So the result of volume cylinder is 1,177.5 centimeter cubic. Next. The third shape is cone. Cone is a unique three-dimensional shape with a flat circular face at one end and a pointed tip at another end. The word cone is derived from the Greek word konus, meaning a peak or a ridge. Next. There is a characteristic of a cone. First, its circular face is the base. Above the circular base is the curved surface that narrows to a pointed tip called the vertex or apex. Uh, then has no edge. Then, since it has curved surface, it is not a polyhedron. And the last, the shape is achieved by rotating a triangle, so it can be said to be a rotated triangle. Next. There is two types of cone. The first is right circular cone, and the second is oblique cone. Next. The next is the formula of volume and surface area of cone. We start from the definition of symbol. The P is for volume of cone, A is surface area of cone, ARSA, then R is for radius, H is for height, P is for 22/7, and R 3.14, and S is for slant height. Slant height is oblique height is the slant distance from the top to the edge of the base of a solid figure. Next. Let's solve the example. An ice cream vendor sells ice cream in a cone shape cones. Each ice cream cone has a base radius of 6 cm and a cone height of 12 cm. The vendor wants to calculate the volume of ice cream that can be held in the one cone so that he can estimate the daily need for ice cream raw materials. What is the volume of one ice cream cone? We know that the radius is 6 centimeter and h is for 12 centimeter. Then we use p is for 3.14. Then we use the formula. The volume formula is v equals 1/3 times p times r squared times h. Then we got 1/3 times 3.14 times 6 squared times 12. Then the result of the volume of cone is 452 times 1/4 centimeter cubic. Okay, that's all of our presentation today. Thank you so much for listening. And for Miss Mimi, do you have any feedback or suggestion for our presentation? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Group 7 for your presentation. It's a very good presentation about space geometry. Maybe there are some question or comments from me. Okay, there is term polyhedra, yeah, and non-polyhedra. There is also term polyhedron. What is the difference between polyhedra and polyhedron? Can you explain?
Okay, means the polyhedra has curve, then the non-polyhedra has no curve.
Further, polyhedra is
Have curve, and then the non-polyhedra has no curve.
okay. Polyhedra and polyhedron nih. Jadi ada yang akhirannya dra gitu ya, ada yang dron gitu ya. Atau kalau di jenis-jenis yang lain kan ada tadi tetahedron gitu ya, mungkin bisa juga ada tetahedra gitu. Jadi bedanya apa antara akhiran A dengan on itu? Sebetulnya kan menunjuk pada eh, apa namanya objek yang sama ya, gitu ya polihedra sama polihedron gitu. Tapi bagaimana penggunaannya gitu? Kapan kita pakai polihedra? Kapan kita pakai polihedron? Sama nggak maknanya polihedra dan polihedron? Karena tadi muncul kedua istilah tersebut ya, ada polihedra, ada polihedron. Sebetulnya sama ya, sebetulnya sama, baik polihedra maupun polihedron yang merujuk pada objek yang sama gitu ya. Non polihedra juga dan polihedron. Kalau polihedra tadi apa? Beda kalau polihedra sama non polihedra kan bedanya apa? Kalau dalam bahasa Indonesia,
Kalau
Mhm.
polyhedra itu dia jamaknya bukan, Miss.
Ya betul.
Versi
Heeh,
jamaknya
ya
lebih dari satu polyhedron.
betul. Heeh. Sekarang coba kita apa namanya tegaskan kembali ya. Yang polihedra dengan non polihedra bedanya apa? Kalau polihedra dalam bahasa Indonesia kita kenal sebagai apa? Bangun ruang,
Bangun
sisi
ruang
apa?
yang ada sisinya.
Semua bangun ruang ada sisinya ya. Tapi sisi kalau di bahasa Indonesia itu ada, kalau di matematika ya, matematika di bahasa Indonesia itu matematika sekolah itu kan ada bangun ruang sisi datar gitu ya. Itu kan yang ada bangun ruang sisi
Sisi poligon,
sisi itu
like
yang tadi
segitiga,
curve
segi
curve
empat,
side
curve.
ya curve side sama yang flat side ya kalau nggak salah ya. Nah ini di slide ke-8, nah polyhedra itu adalah space geometry that all of its surfaces ya are flat gitu ya. Kalau yang polyhedra gitu ya. Nah, kalau yang itu di slide 8 ya. Kalau yang kayaknya sebelumnya juga ada deh. Kalau yang non polyhedra, nah ini ada di slide ke 36 37 ya. Mungkin bisa sambil ditampilkan. Nah, ini ya. Non-polyhedra are three-dimensional geometric shapes that do not have all sides as planes gitu. Jadi kayak ada sisi, ada curve side-nya ya, yaitu kayak tabung gitu ya. Walaupun dia ada plane side, mungkin ada plane side-nya kayak tabung kan dia ada plane side-nya ya, ada lingkaran ya di alas dan di sisi atasnya. Kerucut juga demikian, dia ada plane side-nya yaitu eh, lingkaran gitu ya sebagai alasnya. Nah, tapi ada yang bukan plain gitu ya. Ada yang bukan plain. Selimutnya tabung itu kan bukan plain ya. Walaupun kalau dibuka jadi plain gitu ya, tapi tetap kita melihat itu sebagai sisi lengkung kan, curve eh, side gitu ya, sisi lengkung. Bahkan bola nggak ada apa namanya eh, flat sides-nya ya, nggak ada flat sides-nya. Kalau bola semuanya berupa sisi lengkung kan, curve side semua gitu. Nah, kalau eh, di Indonesia kita kenal sebagai bangun ruang sisi datar dan bangun ruang sisi lengkung gitu ya. Nah, kalau di dalam istilah bahasa Inggris kita kenalnya polyhedron dan non polyhedron. Nah, tadi saya coba tanya akhirannya, kenapa kadang dia akhirannya A, kadang on gitu ya. Tadi betul ya berkaitan dengan bentuk eh, singular dan pluralnya gitu ya, bentuk jamak dan tunggalnya. Jadi kalau akhiran on itu dia menunjukkan bentuk singular atau bentuk tunggal. Jadi satu polyhedronnya gitu ya. Kalau polihedronnya ada banyak itu ya kita sebutnya polihedra. Makanya di sini non polihedra are kan pakai to be-nya itu are karena polihedra ini menunjukkan bentuk jamak ya atau plural gitu ya. Seperti itu ya. Jadi eh, sekarang kita tahu ya tambah wawasan dan pengetahuannya gitu ya kalau di matematika sekolah di Indonesia kita kenal bangun ruang sisi datar dan bangun ruang sisi lengkung. Nah, itu dalam istilah bahasa Inggrisnya adalah polihedra dan non polihedra atau polihedron dan juga non polihedron gitu ya. Nah, ini perlu diperhatikan oleh semuanya begitu ya perbedaan eh, yang cukup khas gitu ya dari eh, jenis-jenis bangun ruang ya. Oke, itu. Nah, berikutnya eh eh, ya tadi kalau bangun ruang sisi datar kan ada kubus, balok misalnya ya. Kemudian ada apa namanya? eh prisma segitiga misalnya ya. Nah, itu tadi juga sudah dijelaskan istilah-istilah dalam bahasa Inggrisnya ada cube, cuboid, kemudian ada prism begitu ya. Ada pyramid gitu. Itu jenis-jenis apa namanya macam-macam dari polihedra. Kalau yang non polihedron ada silinder, kemudian ada atau tabung ya, kemudian ada kerucut ya, cone, kemudian ada bola ya, apa sphere gitu. Seperti itu. Nah, ini juga tadi sudah lengkap dijelaskan konsep dari masing-masing bangun tersebut ya, mulai dari apa jenis-jenisnya, kayak misalnya kalau apa eh, di misalnya di bangun ruang sisi lengkung silinder tuh ada jenis silindernya apa aja. Nah, itu tadi juga sudah dijelaskan secara lengkap ya sampai ke rumus-rumus volume dan luas permukaannya begitu ya. Oke, dan yang perlu diperhatikan juga ya oleh semua berkaitan dengan istilah-istilah unsur-unsur ya, unsur-unsur dari bangun ruang baik sisi datar maupun sisi lengkung ya. Komponen of polyhedra atau non polyhedra ya ada eh, sisi ya itu coba ditampilkan kembali di slide ke-9 ya. Ini ke-9. Nah ya itu ya di gambarnya juga ada kan ada face, side itu sisi kita kenalnya ya. Kemudian rusuk, edges gitu. Kalau rusuknya kan lebih dari satu ya. Kemudian ada diagonal sisi, plane diagonal, ada diagonal ruang, space diagonal, dan ada titik sudut ya, vertex gitu ya. Nah, kemudian ada juga tadi muncul istilah alas ya. Kalau alas apa istilah bahasa Inggrisnya? Kalau di bangun ruang kan pasti ada alas ya. Apa alas? Base ya,
Base.
base betul. Kemudian ada juga kalau kalau di dia itu pyramid berarti kalau ada alas dia adanya puncak kan, vertex gitu ya. Nah, tapi kalau kayak prisma, tabung itu selain ada alas ada atasnya juga kan. Nah, itu apa istilahnya? Istilahnya apa? Kalau sisi atas ya pada prisma, pada tabung, temannya base gitu ya. Kalau alas itu base, kalau atas itu apa? Sisi atas.
A top.
Top ya,
Ya.
top atau kadang-kadang juga bisa disebut apa namanya upper face gitu ya. Nah, eh bisa juga apa namanya Oke, itu ya tadi base, kemudian top atau upper base alas, kemudian kalau sisi atas itu top, ada upper face. Nah, tadi saya lupa di slide berapa muncul istilah ends. Coba bisa ditampilkan lagi nggak? Ends. Coba. Tadi saya cari belum ketemu lagi. Ada ends.
Di bagian kon bukan kalau nggak salah, Matt.
Coba mana? Di kon ini.
Slide 12 deh, Matt, kayaknya.
Oke. Nah, nomor 5 ya. Nah, ini ada characteristics of prism. Yang kelima itu ada prism has identical ends. Apa maknanya ends di sini? Nah, ini ada dalam kurung basis. Bisa tolong dijelaskan? Atau mungkin teman-teman yang lain ada yang punya pendapat apa ini makna dari ends? Oke, eh, saya coba ini ya jelaskan. Kalau pada bangun ruang ya, katakan prisma gitu ya. Apakah ada syarat tertentu kan alas dan atasnya itu kongruen kan ya dan sejajar. Ada syarat khusus nggak mana yang harus jadi alas, mana yang harus jadi atas?
Ada, Miss.
Gimana? Ada nggak?
Ada, ada.
Apa coba? Apa yang harus jadi alas?
Biasanya yang bagian yang lebih datar.
Yang lebih apa?
Yang lebih datar.
Yang lebih datar. Nah, hati-hati. Kalau misalnya eh ini sama ya, sama seperti segitiga gitu ya. Kadang-kadang siswa itu dia apa namanya? Mengalami namanya itu eh apa obstacles gitu ya. Epistemological obstacle. Jadi dia terhambat belajarnya karena keterbatasan konteks gitu. Jadi karena konteks yang selama ini dia kenal itu hanya itu-itu aja gitu ya. Saya bisa ini nggak, apa namanya, coret, kan kadang suka bisa ini ya, apa tuh namanya? Nah ini sebentar ya, annotate. Saya coba ya, bentar. Ini bisa kelihatan coretan saya? Nah, ini ada segitiga ya. Mana yang merupakan alas segitiga? Misalnya ini katakan ini segitiganya adalah A, B, C. Nah, ini perhatian untuk semuanya ya. Ada segitiga A, B, C. Maaf. Ada segitiga A, B, C. Mana yang merupakan alas dari A, B, C? Selama ini kan dikenalkannya alas itu AB. Ya enggak? Kenapa? Karena AB ada di bawah. Gitu ya. Padahal yang namanya alas itu enggak harus di bawah. Gitu. Yang namanya alas segitiga itu adalah sisi yang tegak lurus dengan tinggi. Ya. Kalau misalnya di sini eh, ada C, kemudian di sini ada D gitu ya. Ada D. Nah, AB ini bisa jadi alas. Tingginya adalah CD, gitu ya. Tapi kalau misalnya yang diketahui tegak lurus, sisi tegak lurusnya di sini ya, ini tegak lurus, misalnya yang diketahui AE ya, maka mana yang bisa kita jadikan alas? Yaitu
BC.
BC, Bu.
BC. Kenapa? Karena BC tegak lurus dengan AE ya. Jadi ini siswa harus paham kalau yang namanya alas, jangan mentang-mentang alas gitu ya, harus di bawah gitu. Ya, karena memang ya namanya alas kan kalau secara istilah kita tahu alas tuh di bawah, ya sisi atas itu tutup itu di atas, gitu ya. Nah, tapi kan itu bisa kita bolak-balik. Sama dengan prisma juga. Apakah eh, alas itu harus yang di sini nih? Kan enggak juga kan? Kita bisa balik kan? Kalau mau alas itu harus yang di bawah, kita bisa balik kan prismanya kan ya. Nah, jadi sebenarnya untuk misalnya untuk kasus prisma itu nggak ada syarat khusus mana yang harus jadi alas, mana yang harus jadi atas, ya, mana yang jadi base, mana yang jadi top atau upper face, gitu ya. Semua punya kesempatan yang sama gitu kan untuk menjadi alas, gitu ya. Nah, istilah ends, nah ini merujuk pada kasus itu ya. Jadi ends itu adalah pasangan alas dan atas. Jadi sisi-sisi sejajar ya. Makanya disebutnya ends dalam kurung basis gitu ya. Ya artinya sebenarnya yang jadi alas tuh bisa yang bawah, bisa yang jadi atas kan. Nah, pasangan kedua alas ini kadang disebut dengan ends. Gitu. Bisa dipahami ya? Jadi makanya ends di sini itu pakai S. Ya, kalau nanti coba dicek itu nggak ada ends-nya tanpa S di ini ya di presentasi ini ya. Karena ends di sini memang merujuk pada pasangan sisi alas dan sisi atas. Ya, sisi alas dan sisi tutup itu pasangannya yang mereka sejajar, kemudian mereka kongruen itu disebutnya dengan ends ya atau dalam kurung basis. Kenapa basis? Kenapa alas ada dua? Padahal kan namanya alas kan satu ya. Nah, karena tadi tiap-tiap sisi selain sisi tegak ya, itu bisa jadi alas kan, baik dia yang posisinya di bawah maupun di atas. Makanya disebutnya basis. Nah, eh, jadi kita bisa bilang yang ini misalnya base, yang ini top atau upper face, gitu ya. Atau kita bisa bilang bahwa yang kedua ini, dua-duanya ini adalah basis, karena dua-duanya bisa jadi alas. Atau kita juga bisa bilang dua-duanya adalah ends, ya. Jadi istilah-istilah tersebut bisa digunakan. Jadi kalau kalian misalnya lihat di buku-buku teks bahasa Inggris ya, yang bahas tentang konsep matematika, ketika muncul istilah basis, ketika muncul istilah ends ya, saat mempelajari bangun ruang, nah, itu jangan bingung ya. Base, kalau base itu kalau tanpa S berarti alas yang cuma satu ya, yang dikatakan sebagai alas. Misalnya biasanya yang posisinya lebih di bawah misalnya. Berarti ini juga top, top atau kadang juga disebut apa tadi upper face ya. Nah, itu berarti sisi atas atau sisi tutup ya. Tapi kalau misalnya ada referensi yang menyebut basis, itu berarti alas dan tutup sekaligus. Atau ada juga mungkin referensi yang menyebut ends ya, itu berarti alas dan tutup sekaligus. Gitu ya. Bisa dipahami? Nah, ini untuk semua ya, catatan untuk semua. Jadi jangan bingung lagi kalau ada istilah-istilah tersebut. Oke, mungkin itu ya tambahan dari saya. Terima kasih pada kelompok 7 ya. Mungkin bisa dilanjutkan dengan kuis. Oke, silakan saya kembalikan ke kelompok 7.
Thank you, Miss Mimi, for the feedback. Now we start for the quiz. So this quiz contains 5 questions with different time periods, so prepare yourself. Next, Mehdi. The first question. This question, we will give you 1 minute for answer. So it's starting from now. If you are already has the answer, you can raise the hand. Okay, for Indy, can you explain your answer?
Okay, thank you, Afifa, for the opportunity. The correct statement are B, 1 and 3, and the statement are number 1 is all sides of a cube are squares, and number 3, a sphere has not flat sides.
Okay, let's see the answers. Is it correct or not? So, the answer from Indy is correct. The answer is B, is 1 and 3. Thank you, Indy, for the answer. Okay,
Thank you,
next.
Afifa.
For the second question, you can read it first, and we will give you oh, ini berapa menit? Two minutes to answer this question. It starts from now. Okay, there is Alisa. Can you explain the answer, Alisa?
Yes.
Sorry, Alisa, your voice is not clearly enough. The answer is 1300, 30,000, 800, and 20 centimeter cube. Because we use a formula of volume where volume is a cube. So we substitute the volume is 24 cube. Then the answer is 1300, 30,824. Thank you, Lisa, for the answer. So let us check the answer. So the Alice answer is right. The answer is A. That is volume is 313,824 centimeter cubic. Thank you, Alisa, for the answer. Next, the third question. You can read it first, and we will give you about 5 minutes to answer it. Okay, for Malidia, you can answer the question.
Okay, thank you, Afifa. According to your group explanation, so the answer is the first one is tetrahedron, and then the degrees is 720 degrees, and then the second is cube. The degrees is 2,160. Yeah, and then the third is octahedron. The degrees is 100 for 1,440 degrees. The fourth is decahedron. Degrees is 3,600. And then the last one is icosahedron, and then the degrees is 6,480.
So the total degrees they have. So Lydia, the total degrees that they have is how much? Okay, Lydia, if the answer is on the chat, so the answer is 14,400 degrees. Let's check the answer. For the 100 degrees. Thank you, Lydia, for the answer. So for the next question, you can read it first, and then we will give you 2 minutes to answer. It start from now. Okay, for Okay, for Mela, can you explain the answer?
Thank you, Hafifa. The answer is C, H 120 centimeter to the power of 2. Because surface area equals to times 24 times 10 plus 2 times 24 times 5 plus 2 times 10 times 5. So the result is C. 820.
Okay, let us check the answer. So the answer is C. The Mela's answer is correct. It's the surface area is 820 centimeters square. Thank you, Mela, for the answer. So for the last question, okay, for the last question, you can read it first. I will give you about 3 minutes to answer, and it start from now. Okay, if there are still those who can answer, we can add another 2 minutes. Okay, Konita, can you answer the question?
Okay, thank you, Afifa. So my answer is D. The volume becomes 8 times as large because when the side length is 10 centimeter and the height is 12, the volume is 400. And when we doubled all of the edges, the volume becomes 3,200. So 3,200 is divided by 400. The result is 8. So my answer is D.
Okay, thank you, Konita, for the answer. Let's check the right answer. Okay, next, maybe. So the Konita answer is right. The answer is D. The following becomes 8 times as large. Thank you for Konita for the answer. And it's the last, and it's all of from our group. We apologize if there are many shortcomings and mistakes. That it's all, and thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you so much, Group 7 and all of participants in our meeting today. About space geometry, ya. I think you all have learned many things, ya. Selain tadi belajar istilah-istilah matematika dalam bahasa Inggrisnya gitu ya, istilah yang berkaitan dengan space geometry atau geometri ruang, juga apa namanya, belajar lagi ini ya, apa materi-materi geometri ruangnya gitu ya. Kalau kuliah geometri ruang belum dapat ya? Belum. Nah, nanti ya kira-kira kurang lebih seperti itu ya. Apa tentang kubus, balok, kemudian prisma ya, prisma, limas, bola, tabung gitu ya, tapi lebih dalam secara konsep ya maupun prosedurnya gitu ya. Oke, terima kasih untuk hari ini. Sangat baik ya tadi presentasi maupun diskusinya. Ada yang ingin disampaikan terlebih dahulu sebelum kita akhiri? Cukup ya?
Ibu,
Ya.
mohon maaf, saya izin reminder untuk pengumpulan LMS, apakah bisa disediakan buat pengumpulan melalui link ya, Bu?
Sudah tadi di awal perkuliahan kayaknya saya sambil sambil perbaiki LMS, dicoba dulu ya.
Oh ya,
sebenarnya.
Ibu. Ya, terima kasih
Nanti
banyak, Ibu.
kalau kita konfirmasi lagi ya sama-sama.
Oke, terima kasih, Bu.
Ada lagi? Oke, untuk kelompok 8 berarti juga sudah waktunya ya untuk mulai mengunggah ya apa namanya bahan presentasinya untuk presentasi pekan depan. Oke, kalau tidak ada lagi yang ingin disampaikan, kita akhiri ya perkuliahan hari ini. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Terima
wabarakatuh.
kasih, Bu.
Terima kasih, Bu.
Terima kasih, Bu.
Terima kasih.